I've been going to live shows for over 20 years, and one of my mutuals reminded me of why I haven't been surprised at all with the response to venue cultures and inappropriate preventative measures for disease. For anyone that hasn't been going to shows their whole life, like I was a punk kid from the age of 12, you probably have an outsider idea of the stereotypes of that culture, but you don't actually understand it from a lived experience perspective. The amount of substance abuse that goes on is unreal. It's completely normalized. Embracing the self-harm is largely a part of the culture, except for straight edge folks that often are problematic in their own ways for supremacist ideology, etc. Not all, but many. It really varies venue to venue. But the most popular venues are the ones that have been around the longest, centered around bars. So it's the least surprising thing to remember that the people at those shows probably live really, really low qualities of life. And I say this as someone that lived it myself. I don't think you really get it unless you've lived it. The amount of houses that I've been at that are just absolutely devastated is unreal. Because as you would guess, punk kids live a very varied lifestyle, but often folks that identify with anti-establishment ideas are low and no income and have experienced other forms of emotional and physical neglect. Folks that have not and chosen not to face intergenerational trauma and instead succumb to substance abuse. Meaning it's the least surprising thing that folks who live a life disregarding their quality of life would continue to disregard an ongoing, sickening, disabling, and deadly virus because they're already chain smoking cigarettes and drinking lots of alcohol every day. Until someone is ready to deal with that, they're probably not going to. Obviously, I'm not saying there's no hope because I got out, but a lot of folks just don't want to deal with what they need to deal with. And who's to say they'll ever be ready? Because again, when you center an entire venue around a bar and what you need to do to partake in the substances that your culture is centered around is to have a uncovered nose and mouth to be able to drink your drink, you're going to continue to substance abuse and act as if the ongoing reality is not the reality that you are living in, because your desire to disregard your intergenerational trauma and your ability to continue substance abusing as if it is fine because you don't consider your own quality of life, you're going to continue doing that.